Pistons Live on FanDuel Sports Network is presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Let's have a night. 8 straight for the boys from Detroit. Now 7 games above 500 after dethroning the defending champs. Let's send it downstairs. Natalie Kerwin standing by with the franchise, Cade Cunningham.
Cade Cunningham thought the roof was going to blow off this place in the fourth quarter when Malik came out and hit those 2 threes, and then you guys were just firing since then. You guys just are on your first 8-game win streak for this franchise since 2008. What kind of statement did you just make? It is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great feeling. We're trying to do it for the fans. I mean, the fans brought so much energy tonight. They've supported us through, everything. So it's a great feeling for us, great feeling for the organization. We're just trying to keep it going.
Even when Boston's three-point shooting got hot in the second quarter, you guys were able to fend them off. How did you do it? How did you keep control of this one till the end?
Yeah, just making sure we closed all the way out to the shooters. And then rebound. It's a lot of long rebounds, so trying to finish possessions with rebounds.
Hell yeah, Mellow Yellow! Give me some! What I'm talking about.
Mellow Yellow, is this the name the guys are calling?
No. I wish you would have said it on TV. We're not calling me that. Don't do that.
What are we calling you? What are we keeping it?
Cade, that's my name, Cade.
Okay, hey, keeping it OG. Guys, the defense was unbelievable tonight. The scrappiness, diving for loose balls. What does that say about the kind of team you guys are?
Yeah, that's what we hang our hat on is grit. That's what coach brings every day. That's what his staff brings every day. And so that's what they've instilled in us. And that's our identity. And we're just trying to exceed everybody else's energy and play harder than everybody.
Speaking of scrappiness, Asar Thompson, I don't even know if there's words to describe that guy. Did you see that crossover on Jason Tatum?
Yeah, ridiculous. He saved me. That was a crazy move. I mean, he does it all. Best defender in the league. We got 2 of them, him and Stu. I mean, they really anchor our defense. They make so many plays for us. So we're lucky to have 2 guys like that, and it's easy to play with them.
Malik Beasley, the emotions, you can see it just in the shimmies. He was giving us some new moves tonight. Yeah. What does a guy like that do for you?
Makes threes at the highest level, brings energy, hustle, passion every day, and practice and shoot around, film session every day. So another guy that you're just lucky to have around, and I'm thankful to play for, with.
You're nice, boy. Hey, you're that guy. You that guy, man.
Cade Cunningham, he is that guy. I'll let you go now. Cade, congratulations.
Thank you.
Johnny Kane, what a game against the Boston Celtics. An 8-game win streak. Let's go.
This is big time right here. Cade Cunningham getting his flowers here as he heads off the floor. Man, what a night. What do we think? Huh? What do we think about this? I'm talking about 8 straight. This place is electric. I mean, on a Wednesday night in downtown Detroit, where else do you want to be?
How about this? Johnny Kane brings his own theme music and his own fans. How about that? You are big time, Johnny. But listen, we often talk about this team with the grit and the grind of the Detroit Pistons. But let's not get it mistaken. This team is full of high-level skilled athletes, but they do play with a sense of pride, and they get on the floor. They play in spaces with tough defense, and it was all on display tonight. Another reason the Pistons team gave their fans another reason to come back on Friday night to support this group.
Yeah, Wednesday night, I'm sorry. We'll be back on Friday, though. I mean, this is it, right? I mean, this is like, you know, I've been covering this team since 2015. You've been covering it longer than that. This is what it's all about. I mean, this is as much fun as we've been having. And when you watch the team on the floor, it's like you respect your opponent.
Sure.
But you fear no one. These are the defending champs coming to town, second place team in the Eastern Conference. They're still the odds-on favorite, I believe, to repeat. Now, I know we're not to the postseason yet. It's an 82-game grind, but the Pistons are on the come-up. I want to talk about Malik Beasley. You heard Natalie asking Cade Cunningham about him. We're going to make him our GMC spark plug tonight. He led the team in scoring, had 12 early, finishes with 26. And Beasley is that component. Like, it reminds me of like when the going to work guys got sheet.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Beasley joins his team and now all of a sudden it's like that's a bona fide perimeter scorer.
Well, it gives them a lot of confidence, especially from the perimeter, because he is, let's face it, probably their best outside presence. He's a guy that's going to knock down shots, whether he's contested or whether he's wide open. He's going to take and make those shots. So you have a lot of confidence in his ability. Let's not get it twisted, Johnny. Malik Beasley knew that he was going to have or wanted to have this kind of game against Pritchard, who he is up against for the Sixth Man of the Year award, and he outplayed him tonight. He shot the ball extremely well, made the shots that he was supposed to make, played solid defense. he swayed perhaps a lot of voters in his favor tonight. Now, the numbers will have to improve. His numbers will have to pass Pritchard in the overall scoring. But tonight, I think he put a dent in that and made it a lot closer.
Yeah, he's our Glassman Auto spark plug, Malik Beasley, 26. We'll be hearing from him momentarily. Let us now hear from the man known as Special K. Greg Kelser joins us from courtside. Special K, let's talk about the defense because, again, JB Biggerstaff talks about it every day. And most coaches will tell you, we got to buy in on the defensive end. That's where it's got to start. We hear it. Now we see it. How big was the defense tonight equating to this win?
Well, it was tremendous. I think maybe the Pistons went to the halftime locker room a bit down because they had let a 15-point lead slip away. But, again, these are the Celtics. Great three-point shooting team. A 15-point lead against them is not the same as it might be against other teams. So they made their way back to a deadlock game at halftime. But, man, I can tell you, without being in that locker room, they certainly must have talked about defense and defensive energy because they came out of the halftime locker room and put it on the Celtics. Their defense is responsible for them blowing this thing out in the second half. And Asar Thompson was a huge part of it. I thought Holland did a great job getting on the floor for loose balls. Stewart, when he was in there, pretty much the same thing. All of this catapulted them to the offensive explosion that does not happen if they're not playing this great brand of team defense that they are. Hey, listen, at the end of the game, Pistons beat them up on the glass, beat them up on the break, beat them up off the bench. The only thing they didn't do was win the three-point battle, but that was not enough for Boston to overcome. They still lose by 20. Great game by the Pistons, the new-look Pistons, because, hey, they're showing everybody something different. Everybody that sees the Pistons now are like, who are these guys?
Yeah. You cannot come into Detroit thinking you're going to get one. You come in here thinking, well, okay, this is the Pistons of last year. You are going to mess around and get popped by this current Detroit Piston basketball team. Now you're at 7 in a row. This team is playing with so much confidence that it's going to be very difficult. They'll beat themselves before somebody comes in this building and beats the Detroit Pistons and their current way that they're playing right now. Greg, you talked about the defense. I don't think I've ever seen this group play with the kind of passion that they played with tonight. And I think it spilled over on the defensive end of the floor because it does take a passion to be able to dive on the floor and every possession feel like it's so valuable that you have to get a stop or come up with the basketball. And everybody who played tonight played with that sense of passion, and it yielded a victory for them. And I think they learned a lot about who they could be when they play with that kind of passion.
Yeah, every game they seem to, make us believe that a run at number 5 and possibly number 4 is legitimate.
Exactly, dude. And that's it, man. It's like the belief. You have to believe when you take the floor every night. These guys believe. I'll give honorable mention defensive player of the game to Ron Howland, but we're going to go and we're going to use our GMC Pro Vision to talk about Asar Thompson that you alluded to. He had 4 steals in the opening quarter. That set the tone. We've talked about him on this show. You hear the other players talk about him being a unicorn because his athleticism is just off the charts. We saw him cramp up there late in the fourth, but I think he's good. But Asar Thompson had his fingerprints all over it tonight, didn't he?
You know, when you start doing the things that he's doing, and like Cade, who became an all-star, why? Because the Pistons are winning. Cade's been good for a while now. But when you put those wins up there, now you get the entire league's attention and respect, and you begin to receive accolades for your play. I think Asar Thompson is one of the best defensive players in this league, and he will start to get noticed. Isaiah Stewart told me before the game that he believes he's the defensive player of the year, and I like that. I told him, I said, the only thing that might get in your way are your minutes, but just keep playing the way you are. Who knows? In Asar Thompson and Isaiah Stewart, the Pistons have 2 of the very best defenders in this league on their team. And those guys play those roles night in and night out, play them well, relish those roles and what they mean to the team, their importance to their team. And that's a big part of why the Pistons are having so much success, and it shows in the win column.
Yeah, what's interesting about Asar when you talk about his defensive prowess is that very seldom do you have the foot speed and the lateral quickness to move with the defenders as an on-ball defender. But when you watch Ashar, he's also very active with his hands while he's sliding his feet, and that's why he's able to poke a lot of those balls away. He's able to disrupt the offensive player's dribbling rhythm and put his hand in there and come away with the basketball. Again, you don't see that a lot. You see it from the higher level defenders in the league, that they're able to slide their feet, stay with the ball handler, and still be active with their hands. And again, I think that's a special trait that he has that sets him apart from the other defenders.
Unquestioned. He can guard anybody too.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, since the All-Star break, he's guarded De'Aaron Fox. He's guarded Trae Young. He's guarded James Harden. And tonight he was on Tatum.
Yep.
It doesn't get any harder than that. He's right there standing up.
He brings his lunch pail every day, as do you. All right.
I'm that guy too.
All right, man. Appreciate it very much. We'll see you on Friday. All right. And the Nuggets come to town. All right. Let's hear from JB Bickerstaff again. He always focuses on just tonight, right? Like, we don't need to tailor what we do depending on who the opponent is.
Right.
We want to be elite at what we do and see if their best is better than us. Tonight, the Pistons were at their best, and the Celtics were not better than them.